transactions, purchase orders. So to enter a purchase order, what are the things we need? We need a vendor. If you have a preferred vendor for certain items, you can directly have the vendor here. And then the items, the location, the where you want to receive the items. So once you select vendor, the items, if you want to track any expenses regarding the purchases, you can add the purchase expenses here to which account it has to impact, and then what is the amount, who is the customer responsible for that. And then billing, what are the billing terms, all these things will be here. And if you want to send any emails to him or something like that, files or something like that, you can just send him directly from this communication tab. I'll tell you how it works, like email template. So before approval, make it as approval. Then it's here.
In order to get approved, there are certain things the vendor needs to submit.
Yes.
Is there a documentation you can upload and then put it together?
Oh, not like that. It's a purchase order created by some employees in the system.
No. Regarding the vendor, the vendor needs to submit anything, any documentation
before coming into the system.
So
yes.
Before the vendor is being approved.
Yeah. You need to submit everything. Like it's not related to NetSuite. It's backend. It's up to the company policies, all the things. It's not coming as a part of NetSuite because we don't know. Like, is this a vendor, trust vendor, or not, untrust vendor? But like,
it depends on the. Usually, so Netflix doesn't have a process steps to approve a vendor, like any workflow or any authorization. Somebody needs to approve this vendor, or just you.
No. So not like that. Like it's not an approval thing because see, when they give data for us to implement this, they just give the information of vendor. We just put that information into NetSuite and give them.
Yeah, this is an existing database. So if we have an existing vendors, we are just putting the vendors. Let's say new vendor. So the company is usually, let's say somebody wants to sell something to the company, and the vendor need to submit their tax ID, their forms and
forms. What are the products?
Yeah, kind of the tax purpose. The main thing is the at the end of the year we usually run 1099s. So for that they need to submit some forms here.
Yes.
So that's let's say a new vendor is coming. So how they're going to track the vendor's W9? We call it as a vendor, do it as a W9, and also we will set it as a 1099. So anybody is submitting a certain amount of money more than that, it has to be reported to the government.
Yes. We also have this 1099 forms.
Yeah, 1099.
Yeah.
So this is all linked So before he gets approved, so they need to submit all these things, and then is there
Yes,
any
correct.
workflow, yeah, for this vendor set up?
No, we don't have any workflows.
Okay, okay.
Then once the order is placed, it should be like the status should be pending receipt. Then once you receive the thing to particular warehouse, the particular location or something, here you can track landed cost. What do you mean by landed cost? Means like if you are responsible for shipping the items from vendor location to your location, what is the handling charges from their location to our location? Can we have it in the form of landed cost, right? The landed cost based on the quantity, value, and weight, we can calculate the cost of the items like or the products that has been shipped from one location to another location. We can also add the expense of money, how much it has been really put on the landed cost, like for handling from one location to another location. Manually, we can create the expense for that particular vendor. Then we can add here. We can add the transaction directly. The bills will be appearing here. Once we create the bills for that particular landed cost in the form of bill, then you can attach the bill here. This is the bill I have spent on this particular items to be transferred. Okay. So I ordered this ballpoint pens to this particular warehouse. All things are done, set up, then click on. So once you go to purchase order, the status will be pending billing. Got it? Because we have received the things, then the next thing will be billing. Before the billing, you can just return. If the product is not good enough, then you can return the product to the vendor before the billing initiates. All the things are pulled up, the accounts, account payables, vendor, what's the amount, what's the currency, okay, warehouse item, to which item I'm generating the bill against, billing terms, billing address, all those things will be set up here. Then once you click on save, it create a bill and you can make a payment for that bill. Credit means like if you have any credit memos like credits for the vendor, you can just apply here or you can make directly make payments from your bank account. Okay.
Is there a setup for employee as a vendor or
No.
no? Okay. Sometimes employees provide services and
Yes.
sub companies have that. Maybe they will
Employees can be a sales reps.
sales reps. Sales reps is to sell, but sometimes the employees uh, will do some services. And,
Mhm.
yeah, they will.
And employees, you can find the option where the sales rep gonna be. On the bill payment record, as you know, same as the payment that you have done on the sales order, put all the things like in the place of customer, vendor, here, accounts payable, there it will be account receivables, all those things seen like, and then apply which bill you are paying right now. We have two bills against this vendor.
Mm-hmm.
Which bill are you going to pay right now? So apply for this and
Yeah.
then click on save. So on the employee record, when you go to this human resource, you can find this sales role as, you can have this sales rep. Or we don't have any option to make him as a vendor.
Vendor
Yeah.
expense. So the expenses will be if employee spend some money on a trip, marketing
Hmm.
trip or a sales trip, that will be reimbursed as a
Yes.
employee reimbursement.
Yes.
Okay.
And once you click say bill, you'll
Mm-hmm.
pay, then the payment has been done.
And the postings will go automatically to the bank, and
Yeah.
then okay.
Yes. You can see the GL impact,
Yeah,
see
okay.
which account has been impacted. Bank accounts, checking account, receipt account, payables.
Payables and expenses. Losses.
This way there are any discounts, then it will go the discounts accounts.
Mm-hmm.
These are a normal purchase order works. How
Yeah.
it gonna be written? So this is where you can see the recent records. So this is one
The
you
history.
can use. Yeah, you can use of it. Once you go to purchase order, it will be fully billed. The status will be fully billed.
Build. Okay.
Yeah. All has been done. Everything is gone. You can see what are the related records for this particular purchase order. It would be what are the things related records, item receipt, bill, and bill payments. All three, all these three records is related to this purchase order. The bill has been paid in full. So if you don't want the like item, it has been damaged. So if you want to return, then raise the return authorizations for the vendor. Just a second.
Mm.
So pending approval, make it as approved.
Mhm.
No, it's not showing it. Okay, that will be there will be no difference here. Then item, click on save. Yeah, pending return, all the things, items, and just click on see. So this return is related to this particular purchase order. So it would be pending return. Once you ship the items to the vendor, return. It will go to item fulfillment because you are sending the items to the vendor. It's nothing but fulfillment. Receipt, item receipt means you are receiving something from others. So to which warehouse it has been done? Where, like location warehouse, right? From this only we are sending the same item to the vendor back. Item fulfillment has been successfully created. Here in this shipment you can add whatever you want. Shipping address, shipping carrier, the package, what is the package that you want to use for this particular item to be covered up. All those things can be here. Then once you go to return authorization, pending credit. So we have returned the item. So vendor need to pay the amount. Yeah. These all things will be appearing on vendor center. So if you give access to vendor, so you can manage all the orders that has been created, like orders that have been created by us. So we like price and authorization, return authorization, he can approve and then he can do all the stuff background.
Okay.
So bill credit, we are generating a bill credit for this particular vendor, so it can be used in the next transactions.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing but vendor bill credits.
Yeah.
So once you go here, it will be credited. Once you go to purchase order, it will be only fully billed. Next, what we'll see is like when you create a purchase order or the creation of purchase order or any transaction, like maybe purchase, maybe a sales or invoice, I need to send an email to the customer saying that. So an email has been like a transaction has been created or like sales order has been generated. It will be processed, sold like that. Like
Yeah.
how the Amazon will send. For that, we'll use some templates, email templates. We can use, we can find the templates here, like in documents, files, templates, email templates, whatever templates that you want, like PDF templates for the printing purpose, marketing templates for marketing purpose, all the stuff will be here in the documents. So let's deal with the email templates. Something like that. And you can write HTML code that if you are familiar with HTML, then you can just dig the source code and write whatever you want in the HTML. So I just want to write a simple one. We'll just write it up here. If you want to change, if you want to have your own email template, then you can write order stuff if you want. And also you can add this like your header has been created, and then you can have the number also, like
Okay.
the transaction number or something like that.
Okay.
Your TAN ID is nothing but the internal ID of the transaction. Actually, yeah. There is this purchase order, right? Purchase order number. This is the TAN ID, right? So when you create a purchase order, the vendor will get an intimation like email. So PON something like that has been created. Please process as soon as possible. Like that you can have a email. So transaction, we have put the transaction ID here, and then just use this email template to send the emails.
Okay.
You can use this template like same templates for other transactions as well, like invoice, sales orders, or something. Then just say this. The template cannot be saved due to errors. Um, transaction. Once you select here, it should be highlighted down here like transaction, like dollar or something like that. Should be coming out, but it hasn't come. Let's see with normal thing. Hi, your order has been created. So using this template, we write a workflow. Like what is a workflow? Workflow is used to automate some process. So when you write a workflow, just navigate to the customizations, workflows, and the new. And then the workflow is on which type of report it is. Which type of record is it? It's a
Vendor.
PO, right? It's a transaction, and then what are the subtypes in transactions? Select here as PO, purchase order. You are creating this workflow to run on purchase order. You can have multiple. You can also select sales order by holding on control P or something like that.
Yep.
So So what is the status? Release status. It's running, not running, and testing. So it's now you can have it testing. Once you move into production, then you can have it as released. Keep instances always execute as admin. And then when it has been triggered on creation of record or on view or update of record, then the workflow need to be triggered. Okay. Trigger type. When the workflow need to be triggered before the record loads or before record submit to the database or after record submit to the database. We have before record submit to the database, an email has to be sent. Or you can also have after the submit to the database. And then on which item event types create and then edit. Now once you check all the things and then click save. Workflow or like when to trigger has been given. Now what is the thing we want to particularly want to have? We want to send an email, right?
Yeah.
To the vendor. So we have different states here, like we can add a number of states.
Okay.
So one each stage have some different actions where you can add actions need to perform on stage one, and then if the stage one is not appropriate for this particular, the transition should be happen from stage one to stage two, or if stage two is not working, it should be transferred from stage 2 to stage 3. You can just drag this and then drop here to have a transition. So right now we only require one state that need to be send an email for a vendor. So in the state we have numerous actions that workflow can done. So workflow can be used to just a second. So new action, and the actions where you can do add button. You can add a button on the record. You can go to some records or pages or something like that, or you can remove the button. You can send an email. You can set a display label, or you can set the field as mandatory. Let's say the memo field. If you want to set this field as a mandatory, something has to be written on this field, then you can set this memo as mandatory thing using this workflow. And then set field values. You can set certain values like let's say if the vendor is 29 test vendor, so where the location should be, to which location the items has to be received. We can set this field value, that is nothing but you can set this location value as warehouse using this workflow based on the vendor you select on purchase order. It's nothing but set field value. This is the field, this is the value, we are setting this warehouse value using this workflow. Set field values, and then what are the other things there? Set mandatory, send an email, transform record, show message, pop-up message can be shown using workflows. Like when you want to create a work like purchase order, Then when you go to transactions, purchase, create purchase order, when you go in this place tab, some pop-ups can be shown like you have entered a purchase order, like that. So right now we are dealing with send an email. So click on send email. Send in, wait, it's taking so long to load. Yeah, the basic information like what is the name, like where to insert. You can change the name. Yeah. Trigger on when it should be triggered after the record has been submitted. The email should be sent to vendor, right? On create. And then what is saying, if you have any conditions to be applied for this action, you can set the conditions here, like if the vendor is from certain subsidiary only, the email has to be sent or something like that. Okay. And then parameters, here we have the sender. We can select the specific sender, like from employees. And the list of employees will be coming up here. Or you can have the from field, where you can pull the record, like current record, nothing but a purchase order, and then specific field, user. Okay. Let's say I'm creating the purchase order. I'm the user. So from me, the email will be sent to receipt, who is nothing but vendor, right?
Yeah.
You can also have the specific recipient or free-form email address or from fields, nothing but current record, who is that? Vendor, right?
Mhm.
So from user who is creating the purchase order to the vendor. If you want to attach any attachments like let's say transactions in the form of PDFs, you can attach the PDFs here. Include transactions, nothing but a PO or a SO or invoice, anything like that. Where you use template is here. Use template that has been created by us, the email template. What was the name of that email template? So save. So workflow has been done. I need to send an email. Okay. After doing everything, the workflow, okay, if you are okay with the workflow thing, then actually take this as a color. And then done editing. Once you click on done editing, then the workflow will be saved. And then we'll work on the POs. Once you create a PO again, make a copy of this PO. Click on save.
Once we make a copy of the PO, the number changes automatically. It gives a new different number.
Because it has not been generated, right?
Mhm.
So it will give a new number. Once a record submitted to the database, it will create a new vendor ID, like vendor transaction number. So before it was 2, now it was. Then you can see the communications. In communication, the email has been gone or not. You can see the email here. Is author, the email templates, with email and creation of PO, email yes, attachment of purchase order in the form of PDF has been done. Something it has been not set up. So view hi, your order has been created. If you want to see whether the workflow has been triggered or not, you can go to the setup, the system information,
Mhm.
workflow history. Once you click on workflow history, you can see whether the send email on PO has been triggered or not using this logs. Once you click on logs, it will show whether it has been executed or not.
Okay.
So it has executed and sent an email for
From
this executed. Okay, this is how the workflow will work, and then you can play with the templates like email templates, marketing templates who are doing the marketing, and then PDF templates. Like now, the PDF template of this is not good. You can change the PDF templates. Just going to customization form or something like that. You can have the template there. Here you have the print template, right?
yeah.
Demo or something like that. You can just switch to basic, and then go with the standard things. Okay, and then save. This is how you can send emails, like automate the process using the workflows to send an emails or something like that, or to set some fields mandatory, or setting up some fields as field value, like bringing up some field values to set in another field. using the workflow. Then tomorrow we'll deal with this, say reports and sales searches. And then after that we'll have the roles, the permissions, how to give the permissions to enter into transactions or to enter into some reports or setup.
Okay.
All those things will be under roles and permissions thing.
Okay.
So can we have tomorrow, tomorrow 1.5 hour, 2 hour session so that we
Sure.
can.
Yeah, I'll try to log in at 9 p.m. my time. By the time I come and get all the things done, yeah, it takes some time.